At this stage, we are going to be actually learning the standard proportions of the face, and you're going to follow along step by step. And this is when we're going to use the skills that we were just practicing. For instance, you were just doing straight lines and circles. This time we are going to have our paper vertical, so it's portrait style because we are going to be doing the proportions of the human face. So we're going to have to fill this page about this big. So we're going to do a circle right about here. We're going to hover over the paper here while we're getting the hand in full motion, and I'm going to make a circle about this big. Okay, so there's my circle, a little bit of space on both sides, a little bit of space on the top, and more space here on the bottom. Our next step that we're going to do is practice doing that straight line. So this time we are going to bisect the center of the circle right in half. So depending on how you do your line, and we're going to extend past that circle. So I'm just going to start down here near the bottom. I'm going to go straight up the center. That's going to be the center line. I'll try to make it a little darker so you can see it on the screen. 2 halves of the circle, 1 straight line. Pause the video along the way for you to catch up. The next step you're going to do is put a dot in the center of this circle. So you can also measure, see if you got it right. So I'm going to go from the top of the plastic of my pencil to my thumb and take that measurement and bring it down top of the, or I'll go to the bottom of the circle and then look at where the top of the plastic is, and I just, then that one to there, so I'm going to divide that space in half, and technically that's more accurate for the center. So I can do that. There's my center of the circle from half of this compared to that. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this distance here and I'm going to divide that in half. So I'm going to eyeball it here, guess. I'm going to take that measurement again and check, guess, check, and then refine. That one I got spot on, so I'm going to keep it. So I have my line right here. What we're going to do next is take the measurement from this top point. I'm going to grab it there with the top of my plastic pencil. Go down to where my thumb is, so I have that measurement. I'm going to pull that measurement down and go from the top of the plastic to where my thumbprint is, or my fingernail, and then I'm going to mark a little line right there. What we're starting to create is, this would be the top of the head, or where the skull would be. This is where the chin is going to be. So now what we can do is just bring in from about, the far side of that sphere, that circle, bring those tapering down. We're going to start to create a jaw. Yours can be, more of a flat jaw. There's a chin kind of line, jaw coming up. Try your best to make them rather symmetrical. So now we have a jaw in there. The chin line is there, the top of the head is there. This line is halfway between. Now we're going to do a horizontal line, so bring your straight line skills again and do a straight line straight across there, intersecting that center line. That center line is representing the eye line. Now what a lot of beginners do is when they're drawing faces, they'll draw a face here and they put the eyes here and they put the nose here and they put a big smiley face here. What they're doing is they're putting that eye line way too high up in the head. So if we bisect this down the center, you can see the top of the head is here and the chin would be there. That's nowhere near the center. They always put it up onto the forehead. So that's what beginners do. But what we're going to do is have you actually put the features in proportion. So on a real human head, as you could see in the example I put on Schoology, is the eyes are in the center of the head. It's the same distance from the eye line to the chin line as it is from the eye line to the top of the head. So at this point, I want you to label this line eye line. And I want you to label this chin line. All right, so we have 2 measurements there. what we are going to do next is we're going to find out about where the eyebrows are. On a human, you're going to have some eye sockets in here, and the eyebrow is going to go right near the top of the eye socket. So I'm just going to give it a good old guess here that the eyebrow line is just a ways up from the eye line. So the center of the pupils would be here, eyebrow goes up there. Label that eyebrows or eyebrow line, either one. We're going to make a little dot right there because what we're going to do is we're going to find where the nose line is next. So if you take the measurement from the eyebrow line to the chin line and you cut that in half, what's going to happen then is it's going to be, I'm going to guess here, and then I'm going to check it with my measuring. That one I was just about on, just a teeny bit high, so I'm going to lower that. If we make a short little line right here, that's going to represent the nose line. The nose line is halfway between the eyebrows and the chin. So we're going to find our nose there. The next thing we're going to find is where is the center of the mouth? The center of the mouth, if you divide the distance between the nose and the chin into thirds, so we're going to guess here again. Can we divide that into thirds? 2 little marks. Guess, check, refine. I'm going to measure it. That looks spot on. So what we do is this 1/3 down from the nose is where the mouth is. So I'm just going to put a mouth line, just a hint, maybe curve it up just a little bit for now, just to show you about where the mouth is, making it a little wider than the nose, and that would be the mouth line. The mouth again is 1/3 down from the nose, between the nose and the chin. Okay, so what we have going on now are the major parts of the face. The last thing we need to do is figure out the ears. The ears go from the eyebrow line down to the nose line. So if we continue that nose line down here, the top of the ears would go here, the bottom of the ear would go there, and we could loosely just kind of put an ear in there. You don't need to do a big elephant ear or anything like that, just a little wider on the top, kind of getting an earlobe in there on the bottom. And we could do the same thing on this side. Coming down to the nose line, just get a hint of an ear in there. Later on we can put a little bit of detail in if you'd like, but anyway, that's about it for that. Now we can start to put some features on here. The features we want to start to put, I'm going to start with the eyes. With the eyes, they come in from the temples. The temples are going to be kind of here. So they got to go in, look at the person across from you. They're going to start somewhere like right here, bringing that temple in. And we're going to do about the same on the other side. We're going to make this rather symmetrical. So now we have these two distances in from the side of the head. If we take this space between here and here and divide it into thirds, what we will start to get, so we can kind of get those to be the same distance, and then these, is where the eyes are going to go. This is one eye width that I'm measuring here. There will be an eye width in the middle, and then another eye width at the end. Got my measurements a little bit off, so I'm going to try again. It's all right, guess, check, refine. I'm pretty happy with right there, so that's 1/3. There is a whole eye width in between the two eyes. So if the eyes go here, this distance is the same as the others.